Hi, happy Monday morning. It is the 6th of April at 11:15 in the morning. Um, Sorry I missed you at the end of last week. I kind of took some time for myself, got a little overwhelmed, and backed off a little bit, which I'm sure all of you can relate to, just kind of like swirling emotions during this time. And I'll share a little bit more about that at the end. But I wanted to read something this morning. I'm going to share some information about the market because that's, I get calls about that all day long and text messages about that all day long. So I want to be sure to continue to convey that message. Um, but I wanted to talk a little bit and read something that came from the CEO, or sorry, the owner and founder of Compass, Robert Refkin. If you don't know who he is, he's definitely worth looking up. He's really a pretty fascinating human being and has accomplished so much in his life for only being, I think, 40 years old. Anyway, he's the one that founded the brokerage and company of Compass, and he addresses us pretty much every day right now. And he wrote this, or this is just some excerpts from what he wrote, and I just thought it was so amazing and important. And I was curious how all of you feel about your home right now. So I'll just read this real quick. Home is now the place where we shelter in place. Home is where we stay to keep safe, keep our families safe, keep our communities safe. Staying in our homes is literally saving people's lives. Our homes have become life-saving devices. Our homes have become everything to us. After this, the idea of a home may never be the same again. It's changing in ways that are clear to us now and in ways that won't be clear for a long time. When this is over, what will your clients expect from their homes? What type of places will they want to live? What scenarios will they be preparing? What scenarios will they be preparing for? What will words like comfort and safety and community mean to them? What dreams will they be dreaming, and what futures will they be planning for? How will their idea of their place in the world or of the world itself be different? And I just thought that was so profound. I'm in the business of homes, and obviously he has started a very large business about homes, and we're all now in our homes all the time, and how what we want from our home is going to change or not. Hey, Amy. Hey, Lauren. Thanks for joining. And it's I feel really lucky in a lot of ways. My husband and I decided to renovate our home last fall, and I'm so happy that we weren't caught in the middle of a renovation, as I know some people have been, which is just brutal right now because of getting resources and materials is really hard for contractors. But I tried to think myself of what that is for me. And, but I'm curious what everybody else thinks. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Irma. Thank you for joining. So I just read an excerpt from Robert Refkin all about, hi, Melissa, all about home and how our idea of home and what we want our homes to do for us, how it's changing right now. So I'd love it if some of you just were willing to share, like, what is it about your home that you're like, oh my gosh, thank God I have? Or you're like, oh, I'm dying because I don't have, or how has your interaction with your home changed over time? So that's what I'm hoping I can get some feedback with. Hi, Babak. And I really encourage you. I'll put the link. I'll put this information also in the post so that you can take a look at it. So that's what I wanted to start with because I thought that was the most important. In terms of market information, which is what everyone asks me about all the time, all day long, what's happening? Is the world coming to an end? And the answer is no. So I'm going to give you a few stats. In San Diego yesterday, in the county of San Diego, 48 homes went pending, 38 closed escrow, and 98 new homes came on the market. That's pretty much what's important for that. In 92127, which is where our team does a lot of our business, we work all over San Diego, but we do a ton in 92127. A lot of us live in 92127. Let's see, the past 3 days, 9 homes came on the market in our zip code. 1 went pending, 3 closed escrow, and looks like five came off the market. Okay. And in the past 7 days, because I think that gives you a little bit more information. Hi, Allie. Hi, Holly. Allie, oh my gosh. I have a student of mine that I used to teach kindergarten on this. Oh, that's so cool to see you. Are you, Allie, let me know, I can't remember if it's you or your sister that's a nurse right now, but will you let me know if you are, please? Both of you, I'm so grateful for the work that you're doing. Okay, in 92127, in the past 7 days, we've had 15 properties go on the market, 6 went pending, 15 closed escrow. The reason that people keep calling and texting and asking me for this information is because okay, so just stop for a minute. Allie, oh my gosh, sweetheart. Okay, so I just want to call attention to this young lady who just became a nurse. And I'm so proud of you, Allie, and what you're doing. And I know your mom is too. I've been watching on online and on social media. So thank you so much for what you're doing and for what you're giving. And please let us know if you need any supplies. We have some extra masks I'm happy to send to you. But this young lady just became a nurse, and I used to teach kindergarten to her. Oh, anyway, miss you, darling. Really proud of you. Okay, so those are the market stats. Just to let you know again, in the county of San Diego, 48 homes went pending yesterday, and 38 closed escrow. And just from our team's perspective, we have we have 3 properties coming to the market in the next 7 to 10 days. We have 4 about to close escrow in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we still have active buyers looking. So yes, real estate is essential again, and we can show property. Basically, the rules are that if you need to see property virtually first, and then if you're still a fit and you have a pre-approval, then you can request an in-home showing, and then that's being facilitated with all of the PPE and all the social distancing rules. The last thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, there's just a couple more things actually. I was on a webinar this morning with Tom Ferry and his crew. He's also, so 2 people I mentioned this morning, 3 people I mentioned. Most importantly is Allie Gearhart, who's a nurse, who used to be my kindergarten student, who's watching. 2 other people that are really important that I want you to check out. One is Robert Refkin, and you can just Google him. He's the owner of Compass. He's a great person to follow, really interesting and inspirational story. His mother was a single real estate agent, and he believes real estate agents, a good real estate agent is the most amazing entrepreneur of all time, and his whole objective with starting the company was to help real estate agents serve at a higher level so we can serve the consumer at a higher level, but he's definitely worth checking out. So he's the one that shared the information on home that I talked about at the beginning of the video. And then another person to check out is Tom Ferry. He's a great person. He and Steve Harney with Keeping Current Matters. They're on a more global scale, national and global scale. They have really awesome statistics to watch about the market and investing and being able to interpret what's happening and timing and everything else. So I get a lot of great statistics from them. Hi, Todd. Hi, Brian. So the first thing that they mentioned this morning is that online inquiries are up 35% for people that are looking at property, which I think is probably, it's a pretty rational, I think most of us would expect that because a lot of people are home with nothing to do. And the sort of, I don't know how to phrase this, but what they said, I'm coming up with a blank on the word I want to use right now, but is that people are putting their homes in an Amazon shopping cart right now, which I thought was a great way to put it. You know, people are shopping, they're waiting for to get on the other side, whether it's because they want to go back to work or because they want to watch what the economy is doing, but they're watching and they're strategizing and they're talking at the dinner table and they're looking at property. The big question is like, should people put their home on the market right now? And I think that, there's a lot of people who do need to put their homes on the market. And part of that is really understanding what your priorities are, why you need to sell, and knowing that, you kind of might be like the only girl at the dance because there's not much inventory right now. The worry is having a long days on market, but most of the industry professionals pretty much agree that days on market isn't going to be a major valued assessment on the other side of this. And so making sure that your home is being exposed, especially if you need to sell, is a pretty important thing to be doing right now. So that's market statistics. And then the last thing that I wanted to share, also our blood drive, we had a blood drive. We do a blood drive probably once every 3 or 4 months in our neighborhood. And it was canceled for May 16th for obvious reasons. But we did get a notification from Phyllis Capacer, who's our contact at the blood bank, who let us know that they've got plenty of blood in San Diego, which is really, really great news. So I've never heard that from her. So I think a lot of people stepped up and went to the different donation centers to donate, which is amazing. So that was really, really good to hear. So if any of you did that from my plea a couple weeks ago, thank you so much. The last thing I wanted to talk about was kind of something I experienced myself Thursday and Friday, late Thursday and Friday and some of Saturday. And I know a lot of people are going through different emotions and different experiences as we go through coronavirus together. But there's a great article from the New York Times that describes what people are going through as stages of grief or loss. And I just needed to just kind of like clock out from coronavirus. And I don't know what it was, but I just all of a sudden I was like, I just need to turn off and turn inward. And that's kind of hard to do, because I'm more of a doer when things are wrong. But anyway, the article was really, really helpful for me. I felt guilty about it after I did it. And I read this article and felt a little bit better. So, there's people that are, losing vacations and weddings and, people that have had family members die and they can't have funerals. And there's just so many different things that are happening right now that are so outside of how we normally deal with loss and grief. And, that can be anything, from being annoyed or sad that you can't get your hair cut, to your child not being able to go to their 5th grade or 8th. I have a 5th and an 8th grader that'll miss both of their graduations. And honestly, I'm sad about that for them, but I feel so much, if they're going to have to miss a graduation, I would much rather have them miss 5th and 8th grade than a high school graduation. I think about the high school seniors right now and all the things that they're missing, their proms and everything else. So, it's just remembering like that we're all human beings and we're all going through this together. And whether you respond by doing or crafting or reaching out to people or however you normally respond, if you shift from that and you go in a different direction for a little bit, just to pay attention to it and just to, to understand that we are all experiencing the pandemic in a different way and not to beat yourself up. So I'll put that New York Times article down. It was really, really helpful for me. And before I go, I just want to read this one more time from Robert Refkin, and I'll also put this in the video as well as the market stats. Home is now the place where we shelter in place. Home is where we stay to keep safe and keep our families safe and keep our communities safe. Staying in our homes is literally saving people's lives. Our homes have become life-saving devices. Our homes have become everything to us. After this, the idea of home may never be the same again. It's changing in ways that are clear to us now and in ways that won't be clear for a long time. When this is over, what will your clients expect from their homes? What type of places will they want to live? What scenarios will they be preparing for? What will words like comfort and safety and community mean to them? What dreams will they be dreaming, and what futures will they be planning for? How will their idea of their place in the world or of the world itself be different? If you wouldn't mind just sharing what that means to you, what your what you're loving about your home, and maybe what you're wishing your home had. And I just appreciate you tuning in, and I'll try to keep you informed. And hopefully, I'm on the other side of whatever stage of grief or loss I was on at the end of last week, because that sucked. But I'm really happy to have you on the call, and really, really grateful for, again, Allie Gearhart, who joined this FaceTime Live. I think she's off now, but a pool and a view next time. All right, Gina. Gina just renovated her home too. We use the same contractor, so I am glad that I did that, and hopefully you feel the same way, Gina. At least I look around and I like what I see, and I'm not sad I didn't take action. That is one thing I notice when people go to sell their home and they renovate and they get it all cleaned up and painted, and they're like, oh, why didn't I do this while I lived here? You know, so it's just a reminder, just to make your space what you want it to be, especially now. And if you need any tools or resources, please never hesitate to reach out. I do like to be of service. That makes me feel whole and human. So any way I can help you, I'm so glad, Gina. Any way I can help you, that serves two things. It helps me, and hopefully will help you. So have a wonderful Monday, and I'll post all those resources, and please stay in touch, and I will continue to do so as well. All right, take care. Happy Monday, everyone.